Hi there, Xeonexis coming in. Guys, first of all, I'm pretty sorry for my ruffled voice because I have a fever and a cough currently going on, so I'm doing my best to record a video. Either way, today we're going to be talking about how to scout the enemy base as a resistance. Well, actually, the resistance have units that are fairly suitable and capable of scouting the enemy base efficiently. So you have riflemen that can hide in forest. You also have coyotes. You have hawks. You have caimans and more. Right. So first, what you need to do is first step is scout the enemy game. Scout the enemy base at the early game. All right. So use the riflemen you have produced to directly go to the enemy base after collecting the supply containers. So because of this, I was able to identify that the enemy has a shipyard, at the same time two supply centers and a power plant. All right. So when you are scouting the enemy base, when you're looking at the enemy base, what you are looking at should be this. One, look at what the units the enemy has. All right. Check if he is planning to rush you. Check if it is abnormally in an insane amount. For example, if the enemy has like 20 assaults or like maybe a lot of fortresses or a lot of hammers during that stage of the game, then of course that could probably indicate a rush. Right. So yeah, that's what you should be looking for. Another thing is after looking at the units, you should look at the enemy buildings. uh, you can see here that the enemy has headquarters level 3, but still, after checking in, I saw that the enemy only has 3 supply centers, 2 power plants, and yes, he may have an advanced headquarters, but in terms of supply production or resource production, he is short on that, alright? So always find your enemy's strengths and always find your enemy's weaknesses. Let it be the units he is producing or his base in itself, alright? So here you can see that the enemy is also using his delta to scout my base. And since Delta versus Cayman, yeah, my Caymans got wrecked because yeah, they have weak armor and weak damage. Also, another thing is when you are looking at the enemy, as much as possible, don't get your base scouted. But here in my case, the enemy managed to scout my base. Alright? So, as much as possible, try not to get your base scouted. Make sure that your plans and whatever you are doing is concealed and not seen by the enemy in order to be successful. The less knowledge the enemy has about you, the more chances you have of winning. All right, and also the more knowledge you have of the enemy, the more chances you have of winning. All right, remember that, guys. So here you can see me attack the enemy base at the same time scout. So here I have noticed that the enemy only has 4 supply centers and a couple of power plants, but he has an Avia factory level 2 and an airfield. So, if I wasn't able to scout this, then I would have been destroyed by vertexes. And since in this game I was spamming armadillos, encountering a bunch of vertex would be very bad for me, and it will be a very high chance of me losing this game. Alright, so here you can see me after scouting his base, or just doing damage at this point. Destroy the airfield, destroy the Avia factory at this point, and destroy a couple of power plants. Alright, so another thing you can also do when scouting the enemy is also by hiding infantry of the forest or just sending Vertex or Hawks straight to the enemy base, like what this guy did. Alright, so what he did was send the Vertex straight to my base to see what buildings I have and what units I am starting to produce in order to counter them. In the same way, I'm also sending my Hawks to the enemy base, but I didn't plan to because I already have myself an infantry hiding in the forest of his base. Alright, so basically that's it. When you are scouting, pay attention to what units the enemy is producing. Pay attention to the enemy's buildings, and always look for strengths or weaknesses. Like in this one, I know that his airfield is placed in this area, far away from his anti-airs, which is why I was able to snipe it effectively using my hawks. And I guess that's it for the scouting guide, guys. All right, so for now, I gotta get myself some rest, and yeah, I still have a couple of videos to put a commentary onto. All right. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Xeonexis over and out.